It was a beautiful, sunny, hot Brazilian Sunday afternoon, and I had been invited to participate in an incredible moment in not only my life, but in the life of an 84-year-old blind Brazilian lady. She had recently accepted Christ, and I had been invited as a visiting pastor in her country to share in her baptism service on that Sunday afternoon. And the service was going to take place at a place in the river that where it flowed right behind her house. And so after introductions, and she took hold of my hands, and she never let go until after the baptism was over, we made our way down to where the river was behind her house. And I got to tell you, when we got there and I began to see the waters that we were going into, there were trees around, and there were vegetation and vines and all kinds of things. And I've never been to the Amazon, but it's what I pictured. The water was as dark as a cup of flavorful Brazilian coffee, I suppose. It was dark water, and there was this thing inside of me that thought, I don't want to go there. But there was also the thing inside of me that said, we're going there because this is a significant moment in the life of this lady. So the plan as it was described to me was that the interpreter and I would escort her in the water at the appropriate time, and we would share in the baptism. So the time came to go. And I began to escort her in, and I looked back at the interpreter. He wasn't coming. And I said, are you coming with me? And he said, no, I'll translate from here. And so I thought that was a little odd, but anyhow, she was not a big lady. I certainly knew I could handle it. And so made my way into the water with her. And I got about knee deep and was ready to stop. And the Brazilian pastors were saying, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. And I thought inside of me, I said, I don't want to go deeper. But I went to about waist deep and said what I needed to say and gently baptized her in the water and then escorted her back out. And it was a special moment. We went back to her home, said our goodbyes. And that evening at dinner at the pastor's house, I asked the interpreter, I said, why didn't you join me in the water? He began to laugh. And he said, oh, there's something I didn't tell you before. And I said, oh, what was that? He said, well, they told me that there used to be in those waters living a giant anaconda. I thought, well, great. You know, everybody around the table begins to laugh now, and I'm thinking, great. You know, send the American pastor in. Who'll miss him, right? If he gets swallowed up. And so it was funny, and but it was also such a moment, such a moment. While there was that inner fear, there was also a great faith because of the significance of being able to share in a woman's life who had been transformed by Jesus. And you know, we live our lives and we go through things that we're oftentimes led into waters that are dark and we can't see what's underneath. You can't see what the next step is going to be. And there are people that will come at us and they'll want to squeeze the life out of us and squeeze the enthusiasm and squeeze our passion. And you're going to go from here and you're going to walk into that first mastermind group or onto that stage for your first speech. And you may be a little nervous. I know I was for my first ones. And yet we can either allow fear to paralyze us or faith to motivate us. And I want to tell you, faith will trump fear every time. So grow your faith and go make a difference in the lives of people.